Hey there, ladies and gents, it's me, Sunny, from Atlas Health Nutrition, and really I guess this video is to explain to you why it is that I'm doing Atlas Health Nutrition in the first place. And the reason why is it really started with, my own health issues and realizing that, our food is killing us, like the way we're eating and what we're doing in terms of our lifestyle is pretty much destroying our health. And it kind of all started after I was working on a master's degree and in environmental studies at Queen's, and I was working on the local food movement, and that was only the beginning because I had only just started to think about food, and then I had, this major health crisis involving, pre-diabetic conditions. I was pretty much, my blood sugar was going out of control. Nothing I did was working. Insulin resistance was like insane. I just couldn't process sugar properly anymore, and so I would eat and eat and eat, become more and more tired, more and more unable to concentrate, and lacking energy, which is pretty much all the signs and hallmarks of major insulin resistance and complete bodily failure, which could have led to years and years of more suffering had I not done anything, and also maybe even cost me my eyesight and my feet had I not actually caught it in time. And so I had decided that I no longer wanted to suffer like that, during that time period. And so I decided that it was time to embark on a journey of fixing my health, because I found that no one else could help me out. I mean, I went to doctors and they couldn't quite figure it out, like after I figured out the insulin diagnosis anyways. And yeah, it was just so serious that eventually I started going through the last few years studying so many different forms and methods of eating and health, and how it could be that you could eat better so you can improve your productivity and focus and maximize energy. And I started that in about roughly 2005 or 2006, and it came to head about 2007 really. And then from then on now to about 2012 at least, when this video is made, I mean, it's been 5 years I've been going through and studying this, and I only ran across ideas of paleo maybe 1 or 2 years ago and began implementing them, and began realizing that it was getting results. It was doing everything that, slow carb diets couldn't do, vegetarianism couldn't do, and probably vegetarianism was one of the major factors that led to my major health crisis about roughly 5 years ago. And it was during this entire journey, and finally coming upon Paleolithic principles and ideas, which, mind you, only started the next phase, which is going beyond paleo, because I realized there was much more that we were just learning about the way our bodies work and the way health and mind are all interconnected, based on science and whatnot, that, I decided it was time to kind of take this knowledge elsewhere and bring it to a much more global audience, to people who actually needed it. And so I was working in some other places as well, and ran across some other people who suffering similar situations. I managed to help them kind of start going through the procedures of fixing up their diet and helping them to figure out how to heal themselves. Some more severe than others. Some were suffering inflammation, thumbs were swelling, kind of like what was happening to me. So in my case, it was thumbs and feet, and others were some were suffering, issues of being overweight. And frankly, the overweight issue is a sign of malnutrition, that your body is slowly failing you, and that you're suffering insulin resistance. And I'm seeing that everywhere now. It's 2012. Years have continued to go by. The world is in no better shape, and in fact in far worse shape than it ever was before. And the issues of health that I'm seeing around me, like issues of being overweight, I'm seeing that almost everywhere now. And not just that, but issues of diabetes and cancer. If you're someone who's known even one person, raise your hand in your own head there, or space, then that's linked to pretty much diet. People can blame it on chemicals and pesticides, but those are only just part of it, and maybe just less than 50% it's always so many other factors, and including the fact that if your body itself is compromised, if it's weakened already by a toxic diet of high sugar, too much carbs, high grains, plus all the additional chemicals, then you can't possibly fight off anything else. And that was what led me to start Atlas Health Nutrition. You know, I haven't always managed to tell the story and the message the way it should be told, because yes, it will help you with, more shallow goals of losing weight, looking great, looking toned, because following at least at the beginning, Paleolithic principles will pretty much lead to effortless and almost effective weight loss, leanness, maximized energy, and pretty damn good focus. And going beyond paleo principles will take you into the level of trying to become as superhuman as possible, maximizing, brain power, focus, memory, things like that, and which is where I'm at right now. And it's just incredible the leaps and bounds that you can make when your health is much better, and what kind of risks you can take to really achieve your full potential. And so that's what Atlas Health and Nutrition is really about. It's about helping people to achieve their full potential and not be limited by, societal constraints and societal, toxins and foods and the way our system is built, that it leads to the destruction of everything that is possible. Because I see so many people who feel like they can't afford good food, and the reality is that is true. It is difficult to afford good food, but at the same time, you are investing in your survival. Because if you expect the system to change to give you, the resources and whatnot to be able to afford that food, you won't even be able to achieve, that necessary readiness level to achieve the success that you really want. And so here I am. I'm here to help you kind of figure out how to go on that path. I've been through it. I've walked it. I've helped others through it. I've helped others start it, and I've helped some finish it. And it's a challenge. It really is, because, I can't be there in front of everyone, which is why I started this site and all these resources to try to help people, get into the groove, get some inspiration, some motivation to stay on the path. Because, yes, I will help you lose weight. At the same time, I'm actually hoping that I will help you become more enlightened, become, much more effective and a better human being, because, as I've told you, it's affecting mental health as well. And better people think, people who are at their best think better and realize that, helping the rest of the world is actually makes tactical, strategic sense, contrary to what some crazy economists or neoclassical economists might say. And I don't blame them. Maybe they're all just completely and utterly screwed on their diet, and they're just not thinking straight, and I can't blame them. So, unfortunately, though, what's happening in the rest of the world is very much linked to what's happening to our health and to our bodies and to the environment. So I'm hoping you will take this chance to learn more about Paleolithic principles, which is step one, and then follow me to go beyond paleo, to learn how to really become a better human being. And I think a better human being is actually one who does look out for the other person and realizes that, we're all in this together, or we're all going to sink. And frankly, right now, I'm seeing a lot of that, the sinking part in the rest of this, in a lot of the world, and even here right now. Maybe science might come up with a magic pill. I frankly don't trust in that sort of thing. I don't believe that that's the best in the long term for you, because you'll live a much more painful life at that point. So that's pretty much the rationale explanation of why I started Atlas Health Nutrition. I'm hoping, that you will support my work and, sign up for the mailing list and sidebar, buy some of the, products that I recommend, that I have tried and believe are definitely worth trying and worth using, that are not as toxic or completely non-toxic to your health. Purchase some of those affiliate products or not, and support my work. And thank you for coming along with me on this journey.